Hey everyone, and welcome to another hemp tip. Today, we'll be explaining how to prevent your plants from getting root rot. Having your seedlings damping off is much more common than root rot in an established plant because young roots are a lot weaker as they first start to develop. However, root rot can still happen anytime in a plant's life cycle, and when it does, it can destroy your entire plant in the matter of days. And this is especially dangerous because oftentimes, by the time it's diagnosed correctly, it's too late to salvage the plant. So, root rot, just like mold and mildew, is a fungus disease that targets the root system, destroying the roots while also preventing it from taking in water and nutrients. Due to this, oftentimes root rot will look like a combination of a nutrient deficiency combined with underwatering. For example, here's what the effects of root rot looks like on a plant, if not treated. Over the course of just a few days, you can see that the plant is rapidly dying, and in just about 5 days, all of the leaves and vegetative growth has died off. A few days later, the buds have completely turned brown as well, meaning that this plant is completely dead by now. A look at the roots shows what's happening beneath the surface, and you can see a layer of slimy buildup on the base of the roots, as well as discoloration throughout the entire root zone and a lack of finer white hairs at the tip of the roots. The plant is also pretty much not taking in any new water, so if you're running a hydroponic system, you'll notice that none of the nutrient water is being used up. At this point, the plant isn't salvageable, but if caught early, you can cut off the affected areas that have discolored or have coats of slime on them to try and save the rest of the roots. Because of how fast root rot spreads, prevention is the best option, and there are a couple of ways to minimize your chances of getting it. The first thing you want to do is to just keep your plants healthy and well fed, because a healthy plant means a healthy root zone, which is then much more resilient to things such as mold, mildew, and root rot pathogens. Next, you'll want to make sure that the environment around the root zone is as favorable as possible for the roots to keep them healthy, while also keeping it as unfavorable as possible for harmful pathogens. This means keeping the root zone from getting too warm, so below 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 degrees Celsius when possible. The root zone will also need to be well aerated at all times, and this can be done by preventing overwatering when growing with soil, or just by providing sufficient oxygen when growing in hydroponics. Mixing in things that provide more aeration into your soil or soilless grow mediums such as perlite, hydroton clay pebbles, biochar, cocoa coir husk chips, or wood chips will also help keep the root zone well aerated. Finally, when growing with hydroponics, you can always sterilize the nutrient water in the water reservoir by adding a tablespoon of 3% hydrogen peroxide per gallon of water. Another option, if you're using a separate water reservoir, is to use a submersible UVC light periodically in the water reservoir to kill all of the pathogens in the water. Just be sure to avoid shining the UVC light on the plant roots. as this will kill the roots along with the pathogens. Hence why it only works if the water reservoir is located away from your plants. And that's it. Like the content? Then be sure to check out our beginner's guide to creating CBD products from scratch, available at Amazon in print and digital, with links in the description below. You can also find us at hempinapot.com.